It had been the best summer of her life, but also the worst. She had lost so much, but she had found courage, and for the first time, she felt like she had a future. It was time to leave the past behind. She decided to look at the photos one last time. The old woman in the next seat leaned in. Crystal paused for a moment. Did she really know these people? Or was she just making it up on the spot? What if she had answered differently? Would her memories of them change? She tried not to think about it. After all, it was natural for her mind to be scattered, considering what she had been through. The final photograph was the one of her and the boy. Crystal hesitated. She didn't know what to say. He was the reason she had made it this far, but then just the thought of it made her nauseous. Then something even more horrible dawned on her. When she saw the eagle, her blood ran cold. A million thoughts rushed through her head. How could she have been so stupid to think she'd just get on a train and get away? She was naive, and now reality caught up with her. This time, she had nowhere to run. After all, she was still the frail little girl she had always been, and he was much too strong. Maybe he was right, Crystal thought. Maybe she did deserve this. But did it really have to end this way? Funny maybe, but thrilling and exciting was a bit of an exaggeration. In fact, the circus had fallen far since its golden days. Over the last couple of years, many performers had left. But who could blame them? After all, they joined the circus expecting adventure. When they learned that the Ringmaster refused to travel, they eventually got bored and moved on with their lives. The only performers left were those who had nowhere else to go. The circus was their safe haven. It didn't matter to them that the show was dull. They just wanted to escape the real world. Crystal wasn't one of the performers, but she still couldn't leave the circus. If anything, she felt like a prisoner. Sure, the circus was safe, but it was also deadly monotonous. She was tired of hiding from the rest of the world. When would it be her turn for some adventure? Sun touched her skin. She had been blindsided by summer. It was as if Mother Nature had fallen asleep on the job, only to wake up and fast forward several months overnight. For a moment, nothing else mattered. The voice was like a cloud intercepting the rays of light. Then she saw the boy. Crystal knew that opportunities like this don't grow on trees. Maybe this was her only chance to leave the circus. The boy snapped a photo and put it in his pocket. They said their goodbyes for now. Crystal was happy about meeting the boy, but could she really run off with him? It's not like the others would mind. They probably wouldn't even notice she was gone until they ran out of clean underwear. But she still owed the Ringmaster a big one. She decided to give the circus one last chance. Her mind would be made up by the morning. It was time for dinner. She could smell the stew from the caravan. The only thing inside the ticket booth was the footstool the Ringmaster used to reach over the counter. That, and a tip jar with 2 popsicle sticks and a lonely shirt button. fortune-telling machine was old. While it did have a coin slot, Crystal had discovered it could also be started with a well-placed slap. Crystal gave it a whack. It always said the same thing. Crystal figured the Ringmaster had programmed it. Crystal shivered when she looked at the giant teddy bear. It was supposed to be an obtainable prize back when they had games at the circus, but that was a scam. Now it just stood there, staring at her in the night. The clown, a man in his best years, except these clearly were not his best years. Always smiling and chuckling, but his eyes confessed emotional pain. Crystal pitied him. The clown was busy. It seemed only food could take his mind off juggling. The large ball used to be part of the tamer's performance. But since the tamer left and the lion was released into the wild, the ringmaster forced the cat to balance on top of the ball instead. Crystal almost pitied it. The door to the stables was locked. Crystal wasn't allowed to enter without supervision. Crystal stared at the daredevil's dusty cannon. He had left the circus to become an accountant. Numbers were more thrilling, he said. Crystal wouldn't know. She never learned math. The flag was attached to a long, sturdy rope, but it was entangled at the top of the pole. It was a Gordian knot only a pair of scissors could sort out. The tall lady's cat was tormenting a pigeon. It hissed when Crystal came close. It wouldn't let her pass. She would need something to shoo it away with. Obviously, the cat couldn't speak, but if it could, it would probably have said something like, When the cat was gone, the bird chirped. Everyone knows birds can't speak either, but Crystal imagined it had something to say. Crystal couldn't decipher the name on the envelope. She would have to ask around to find its recipient. The merry-go-round had reminded Crystal of the mechanic who used to live at the circus. The two of them got along well, and the mechanic used to let Crystal ride the merry-go-round after the circus had closed for the day. Now the big chunk of metal just stood there as a monument of what the circus used to be.